All right, so you're thinking about jumping into the world of real estate, huh? Well, buckle up because today we're going deep on what it really takes to be a top-notch agent.
We're going way beyond those basic textbook definitions.
Yeah, forget the fluff. We're diving into real interview questions and answers, the kind that make you stand out from the crowd.
The kind that make those interviewers say, wow, this person gets it.
Exactly. We're pulling these insights straight from 30 real estate agent interview questions and answers on interview prep.
It's a goldmine of practical advice.
So first things first, the classic question, why real estate?
Everyone's going to ask you that, right?
But you can't just say, oh, I like houses. You got to go deeper.
Show some passion.
The example we have here talks about being fascinated by architecture and design and how neighborhoods evolve.
It's like a story unfolding, right? The history, the trends, all of it.
Yeah, it's not just about the buildings, it's about the people and the community. And it shows you're already thinking big picture.
Not just about chasing commissions. You're thinking about the long game.
Now, here's where it gets interesting staying updated. The market's always changing.
Always. You snooze, you lose.
This example stresses the importance of going beyond casual browsing. We're talking seminars, industry publications, even joining local real estate associations.
We got to be in the know.
So it's not just about knowing the trends, it's about anticipating what's next key, like almost being a real estate fortune teller.
Exactly. That's what clients value an agent who can see around corners.
Now let's talk about those first-time buyers. They can be a handful, right?
Oh yeah, lots of nerves, lots of questions.
This example tells a story about a young couple who were completely overwhelmed.
Eyes wide, deer in the headlights.
The agent took the time to walk them through every step. From pre-approval to closing, they were there every step of the way.
It's about holding their hand, guiding them through the process.
Building that trust from day one.
Which leads to happy clients and, let's be honest, more referrals down the line.
Now, negotiation, that's a skill every agent needs.
It's an art form.
And it's not about being pushy. It's about knowing the market so well that you can confidently advocate for your client.
Backed up by facts, not just feelings.
This example tackles an overpriced property. The agent had to convince the seller to be more realistic.
It's a delicate dance, right?
You don't want to offend anyone, but you got to get the job done.
The example talks about using data on comparable properties, like presenting a case in court.
Showing them the numbers, black and white.
And that's persuasive. Data-driven arguments are hard to ignore.
So research is your secret weapon. It gives you the knowledge to negotiate effectively. Now, let's talk about setting listing prices, another crucial skill.
Finding that sweet spot attractive to buyers, but also maximizes the seller's profit.
This example breaks down the process. First, market research.
Know your comps.
Then, analyzing those comparable properties.
What's sold recently? What's still on the market?
And finally, adjusting for the unique features of your client's property.
Does that finished basement add value in this neighborhood? You got to know.
And all this, of course, with open communication with the homeowner.
Keeping them in the loop every step of the way.
No surprises, no one feels left out. Speaking of keeping people informed, let's talk marketing. It's not just about slapping a for sale sign up anymore.
Oh no, you got to get creative.
This example talks about a mix of online A&D offline strategies. We're talking high-quality online listings, virtual tours.
People want to see those houses from their couch.
And then open houses, networking, really getting out there in the community.
You got to cast a wide net to catch those buyers.
Now, let's wade into the less glamorous stuff, zoning regulations, building codes.
It's not fun, but it's important.
This example really hammers home the importance of staying updated.
Don't be caught off guard.
Attending local meetings, scouring websites, networking with experts, you gotta be in the know.
Imagine a client asks you about a zoning change and you're clueless.
Yikes.
Not a good look. So, staying informed, it's not just about avoiding mistakes.
It's about being the go-to expert, the one clients can trust. Okay, let's say you've got a hot property and multiple offers are rolling in. How do you handle that frenzy?
Ooh, that's exciting.
Exciting, but stressful.
You got to stay calm, cool, and collected.
And remember, your client comes first.
You're their advocate, not just a mediator.
This example suggests presenting all L offers to the client, not just the highest one.
Lay it all out there.
And then guide them through the pros and cons of each offer.
Because sometimes the highest offer isn't the best offer.
You're the expert. They need your insights to make the right decision.
And sometimes you might even suggest asking for best and final offers to streamline the process.
Keeps things moving along. Now, what about those clients with sky-high expectations? The ones who think their fixer-upper is worth $1 million.
Ah, unrealistic expectations. We've all encountered them.
This is where your diplomacy skills come in handy.
Tread lightly.
You gotta gently nudge them towards reality without crushing their dreams.
This example talks about using market analysis to provide that objective perspective.
Showing them the data, what similar properties have actually SLD for.
Takes the emotion out of it.
And sometimes managing expectations means knowing when to walk away.
If a client's just not budging, it's okay to say, I'm not the right fit for you.
Protecting your time and energy is important. Speaking of tricky situations, let's talk about the dreaded contract backout.
Ugh, every agent's nightmare.
This example tells a story about a client having second thoughts, feeling overwhelmed.
It happens.
But instead of getting defensive, the agent listened patiently, addressed those concerns.
Empathy goes a long way.
They even provided additional resources, helping the client make an informed decision.
Because sometimes all they need is a little reassurance and support.
All right, let's switch gears, working with investors and commercial properties.
Ooh, that's a whole different ballgame.
It's not for everyone, but it can be lucrative.
And exciting.
This example highlights the importance of understanding the investor mindset.
They're not looking for a cozy home. They're looking for ROI.
Return on investment, cash flow, those are their keywords.
You got to speak their language.
Now, let's talk about pre-approval. Why is this so important, especially for buyer's agents?
Saves everyone a lot of time and heartache.
This example emphasizes how pre-approval benefits both the agent and the client.
Win-win.
For the agent, it means you're working with serious buyers who are ready to make an offer.
No tire kickers.
And for the client, it gives them a clear understanding of their budget.
No falling in love with a house they can't afford.
Okay, let's jump ahead to the closing. This is the grand finale, the culmination of all your hard work.
The finish line.
This example highlights the importance of understanding all those documents.
Lots of paperwork.
Coordinating with everyone involved, making sure everything runs smoothly.
You're the conductor, keeping that orchestra in tune.
And of course, maintaining open communication throughout the process.
No one likes surprises at closing.
All right, we've talked about market knowledge, negotiation, even the emotional roller coaster of buying and selling. But what about the visual aspect? Enter staging the art of making a house shine for potential buyers.
It's all about presentation.
This example talks about decluttering, furniture arrangement, even lighting and curb appeal.
You're creating a mood, an ambiance.
It's amazing what a little rearranging and a fresh coat of paint can do.
And don't underestimate the power of scent. That fresh-baked cookie smell can really work wonders.
Speaking of working wonders, let's talk about time management. Juggling clients, showings, paperwork. How does an agent stay organized?
It's all about systems and tools.
This example highlights digital tools, calendars, to-do lists, apps designed specifically for real estate agents.
There's an app for everything these days.
It's about leveraging technology to streamline your workflow and free up more time for your clients.
Work smarter, not harder.
Welcome back. So we've talked a lot about what it takes to be a real estate agent, but let's zoom out and look at the market itself. It's a beast, right? Always changing.
Always. Up, down, sideways. You got to be ready for anything.
So how does an agent, especially a new one, figure out how to price properties when it's a buyer's market versus a seller's market?
Well, the example we have here, it really stresses the importance of, well, not skipping the research.
Yeah, no shortcuts.
Right. It's tempting to just, glance at a few listings and think you've got the pulse of the market.
Yeah.
But you got to dig deeper. Recent sales, inventory levels, the whole economic picture.
So you're saying even if I'm just starting out, I can't just rely on what my mentor is telling me. I got to do my own homework.
Exactly. And let's say at IS, a buyer's market, lots of houses for sale, but not as many people looking to buy.
So you got to be more strategic with pricing.
Right. You might suggest a more aggressive price, even a little lower than what the seller's hoping for.
So you're almost underselling to get more attention, more offers.
Exactly. Create a little buzz, maybe even spark a bidding war. But then, flip side, seller's market.
Those for sale signs are disappearing like hotcakes.
Right. Demand is high, inventory's low, you've got more wiggle room.
But you're still not just inflating prices for no reason.
Of course not. The data's still your guide. You might go a bit higher, but it's got to be justified. Overpricing in any market can backfire.
Yeah, you risk the property sitting there, getting stale. Okay, let's shift gears. We talk about market dynamics, but what about individual clients? How do you help them figure out what they actually want in a home?
This is where it gets fun. It's like being a detective, uncovering those hidden desires.
I love that. So it's more than just, okay, how many bedrooms do you need?
Way more. You got to dig into their lifestyle. Do they entertain a lot? Work from home? The example we have talks about having a real in-depth consultation.
Not just a checklist, but a conversation.
Right. Asking those open-ended questions, getting them to think about things they might not have considered. Like natural light, are they a sunshine person or do they like it cozy?
And then you help them prioritize, right? Because they probably can't have it all.
Right. And sometimes those priorities change as they see more properties. What seemed essential at first, well, it might not be such a big deal later on.
So it's a journey, a process of discovery. And this is where that local expertise comes in, right? You always say an agent should be like a walking encyclopedia of their area.
Oh, absolutely. Clients might have done some online research, but they need that insider perspective.
So it's not just school districts and crime stats, it's the vibe.
Right. Is it family friendly?
Yeah.
Walkable? Got that cool, hip nightlife scene? You're painting a picture of what it would be like to actually live there.
Those little details you can't get from a website. Okay, what about relocation? Someone moving from like across the country or even another country.
Oh, that's a whole other ballgame. You got to be ready to hold their hand a little tighter.
Lots of virtual tours, I imagine.
Tons. But it's more than that. You might need to connect them with movers, lawyers, even schools if they have kids.
You're like their relocation concierge.
Exactly. It definitely tests your patience and organizational skills, but it's so rewarding when they finally settle in and feel at home.
Okay, let's talk about something that's not always addressed, the emotional side of buying and selling. It can get pretty intense.
Oh, for sure. It's not just a transaction. It's people's hopes, dreams, fears, all tied up in this huge decision.
Can be a roller coaster for both the agent and the client.
Absolutely. This example we have really highlights the importance of empathy, just recognizing and validating your client's feelings.
Being a good listener.
Exactly. Sometimes they just need to vent or celebrate or maybe even cry a little. You got to be that safe space for them.
It's about building that human connection, that trust. Okay, let's talk about a situation that requires some real creativity marketing those properties that, well, aren't exactly moving quickly.
We've all seen those houses that just sit there week after week.
So how do you make them stand out?
You got to get creative.
Yeah.
The example we have, it talks about a property with terrible visibility tucked away on a side street. No one even knew it was there.
So what they do?
They threw a party, like a block party, open house with live music, something to draw people in.
Smart. Make it an event.
Right. And then, of course, they invested in professional photos, a virtual tour, all that good stuff to make it shine online.
So even if it's not in a prime location, you're making it accessible.
Showcasing its potential, its hidden charms. Okay, let's touch on a specialized area. Short sales and foreclosures. Not for the faint of heart, right?
Definitely not. It's a whole different beast.
Lots of legal hurdles, working with lenders, often dealing with people who are, going through a tough time.
So you need a certain personality type to handle that?
For sure. The example we have really emphasizes the importance of understanding all the ins and outs of these transactions, not something to jump into lightly.
All right, let's talk staging. It seems like everyone's talking about staging these days. How much of a difference does it really make?
Oh, it's huge E. Staging is about creating a lifestyle, helping buyers see themselves living in the space.
So it's more than just decluttering. You're talking like furniture placement, color choices, all of it.
Exactly. The example we have talks about doing a walkthrough with the seller, suggesting improvements.
Giving them that honest feedback like, maybe we should tone down the neon green paint.
Right. Sometimes it's as simple as rearranging furniture to make a room feel bigger.
And then professional photography is key, right? Those online listings gotta pop.
Absolutely. High-quality photos, virtual tours, it's all about showcasing the property in its best light. And don't forget about curb appeal. That first impression is everything.
Before we move on, let's hit that communication point one more time. It's so crucial, especially in a field like real estate.
It's the foundation of everything.
This example talks about figuring out how your client prefers to communicate: email, phone, text, and then sticking to that.
Right. But it's more than just the method. It's about being proactive. Don't wait for them to chase you down. Keep them informed, even if it's just a quick update to say things are moving along.
No one likes to be left in the dark.
Exactly. And encourage them to ask questions, to share their concerns. The more open the communication, the smoother the transaction.
And a smooth transaction means happy clients. Okay, we covered a ton in this part. Market trends, client needs, even the emotional side of things. What's coming up in part 3?
We're going to wrap things up by talking about the ethics of real estate, the importance of staying up to date, and what it truly takes to build a successful and fulfilling career in this industry.
All right, we're back for the final part of our real estate deep dive. We've covered a ton of ground, but before we wrap things up, I want to touch on something that's really important: the ethics of being a real estate agent.
Ah, yes, it's not just about closing deals, is it?
No, it's about building a career you can be proud of, one that's built on integrity and, actually helping people.
It's about doing the right thing, even when no one's watching.
Exactly. And I think that can be tough, especially in such a competitive field. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle.
Oh, for sure. There's pressure to close deals, to make those commissions. But the example we have here, it emphasizes that your reputation is everything.
Yeah, one shady deal can really tarnish your image.
And word travels fast in this industry.
So how do you, as an agent, navigate those gray areas? Where do you draw the line?
Well, I think it starts with knowing your own values, what you're willing to compromise on, and what you absolutely won't.
Having that moral compass.
Right. And always being transparent with your clients. Disclose any potential conflicts of interest. Never misrepresent information.
And sometimes that means saying no to a deal, right?
Absolutely. If something feels off, if it doesn't sit right with you ethically, you got to walk away. It might hurt in the short term, but in the long run, it'll protect your reputation.
It's about building that trust, not just with clients, but with everyone in the industry. Speaking of staying ahead of the game, let's talk continuing education. The real estate world is constantly changing.
It's like a whirlwind. New laws, new technologies, you got to keep learning.
This example talks about going beyond those basic licensing requirements.
Yeah, don't just stop there. Attend conferences, take courses, even shadow more experienced agents.
Learn from the best.
Right.
Right.
And network. Build relationships with lenders, inspectors, attorneys, you name it.
It's about creating that support system.
Exactly. Because you're not going to know everything. And it's okay to ask for help, to learn from others.
Okay, so we've talked about the ethics, the need to stay updated, but let's be real, being a real estate agent can be demanding. Long hours, lots of juggling. How do you avoid burnout?
It's a great question, and it's something every agent struggles with at some point.
Mhm.
This example emphasizes the importance of self-care.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to take care of yourself.
Right. You got to set boundaries, make time for things you enjoy, whether it's exercise, spending time with family, or just, taking a break from your phone.
So it's okay to say no to clients sometimes, to not be available 24/7.
Absolutely. If you're burned out, you're not going to be effective for anyone, least of all yourself.
And it's different for everyone, right? Some people thrive on that constant hustle, others need more downtime.
Exactly. It's about figuring out what works for you, what keeps you energized and engaged.
And remembering why you got into this business in the first place. Hopefully it's not just about the money.
It's about helping people,
Yeah,
guiding them through one of the biggest decisions of their lives. That's pretty powerful stuff.
it is. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with this thought. Real estate is more than just transactions. It's about relationships, about making a positive impact on people's lives.
It's about finding that perfect home for a family, helping someone achieve their dream of owning a business. It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It is. So for all of you out there considering a career in real estate, I hope this deep dive has given you a taste of what it's really like, the good, the bad, and everything in between.
It's a challenging career, no doubt, but it can also be incredibly rewarding. If you're passionate about helping people and you're willing to put in the work, the sky's the limit.
Thanks for joining us on this real estate deep dive. We'll catch you next time.